to burn down if that flood come along.
There are better ways of handling this.
Are there?
Hell, I'm not down and out. I've still got some damn good connections. If I can get to the city and talk to somebody who can float a loan, I could raise a couple thousand without even signing my name.
Whose name will you sign? Darling, we're not getting into more debt.
Everybody is in debt. What are banks for? Even the government has to borrow money.
You're not a bank and you're not the government.
All right, I know, but
You should be happy I could get this job.
you're admirable, courageous, self-sacrificing.
You're not careful.
It's been over 18 years since you went into business. If you think you can make the switch from running this house to working 8 hours a day, you're crazy.
It wasn't easy going from the business world to running a house husband and newborn baby, but I managed it successfully.
You were somewhat younger.
Really.
My dear sweetheart, you belong. Now, the typewriters run on 220 volts. You have to give this to operate an ordinary billing machine.
I'm not going back to office work.
Then what's this job?
I'm going to work for Pan Am Copper Corporation.
What the hell do you know about copper?
Nothing.
You gonna work in the foundry?
No, darling. They want someone who can take housewives and bring them together with copper. An ideal woman.
An idea, woman. Good God.
It's in the promotion department. Jane Merrill says I can handle it.
While you're out promoting copper, who's gonna take care of the kids? Who's gonna look after the house?
You.
Me?
Kids can give you some help.
Well, what about my leg?
You're standing on it.
You expect me to run this house?
Why not?
Why, this is the most unprincipled thing I ever heard of.
Now, Phil.
I'm not home from the hospital a day. I can hardly stand on one leg. If you want to shoot the other one out from under me.
I know, but...
If you think in my position, I'm going to take care of his kids and look after the house.
Would you rather we move out to New Jersey with Aunt Clara?
No. My leg isn't that bad.
So now it's been out of the picture for a while now. Why don't you call me CD? Everybody does. I don't mind it. In fact, I've encouraged it. You know, there's a block in the business world against addressing women by their first names. That is, on an executive level. Mrs. Brockton just sounded a little too formidable for commerce calls in the sales session. So I purposely started signing memos and directives with my initials, CV. Do you mind getting CV and ashtray, darling?
Is that a directive?
Yes.
What does CV stand for?
Cleo Victoria. And you better keep your mouth shut. Everybody at the office calls me Ellen K. Of course, it should be Ellen C for K.
Then on the executive level, you'd be EC.
I'd like to thank you for a very nice evening, Mr. Cahill.
I'm sorry you have to go.
I'm sure you don't give a tinker's damn.
Not fair. Not fair. You women from the business world put a homebody like me at a great disadvantage.
I don't think so.
I've enjoyed your talk very much.
You're very charming, Mr. Cahill. But I'm afraid you're a fraud.
Of course.
Let me be frank. At first I thought Ellen had for a partner the exceptional male. But now I realize she has the same handicap most married women have. A husband.
Still, you women fight hard to run the whole franchise.
Thanks. I was just complimenting Mr. Cahill on a superb oxtail ragu.
Oh, it was nothing really, just thrown together.
Oh, you protest too much.
Not at all. It's a recipe I picked up from the Try and Happy Kitchen Hour.
You find time for that too?
I went to this program. Great comfort for the afternoon lull after the kids have their lunch and gone back to school. Don't you know the problems of John and Mary?
I'm afraid I don't.
You haven't lived until you've heard them.
I may be a fool for speaking out like this. I like you two both very much, and I've achieved what I had without any man around. But I now realize that a woman in business can have a successful marriage if she and her husband are smart, and both their positions have been avowed. You two seem to be playing with this, but neither of you has made a solid commitment.
But we must keep our amateurs.
Then as a team, you'll have some pretty big hurdles.
Stevie, you're a darling girl.
And I'm afraid you're a typical man.
No problem.
Give me some of your Scotch fancies. I'll make my mind up about you on the way. There's the cap. Good night, Mr. King.
I was working on that regional. Your leg again and reset it.
Brainless idiot, that moron, that fraud! If I lay my hands on him, I'll...
Don't get mad at him. It's something the matter with you. He says it's psychosomatic.
That doesn't... I'll kill him! I'll kill him! Where is he? I'll get him on the phone!
York, New Haven ticket office.
Oh, damn it. Dr. Hartnett.
Bill, would you control yourself?
What do you mean, doctor? Come here. Don't run from me. I'm going to show you the worst act of cruelty that any life person when you haven't even got a license for it. I'm going to tear you limb from limb, psyche from psyche.
Mr. Cahill, Mr. Cahill.
Explain yourself. Quick. Is my leg all right or isn't it?
If you'll give me a moment.
None of your gibberish. Just tell me, is my leg all right or isn't it?
Mr. Cahill, if you'll only be reasonable. The mind and body are one. They should be treated as one.
Leave your bird-brain theories out of this and stick to my leg.
Bill, would you listen to him?
Very often the mind won't let the body get well, but the mind will make the body sick again.
Ain't it talk sense?
I haven't found out yet what your problem is, Mr. Cahill.
Only at 6 months.
When I was your age, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
That explains everything.
As a satisfied my parents, I became a medical doctor. For 20 years I suffered. I thought I wasn't doing what I wanted because of my parents. Then I discovered the real cause. It went back to when I was 12 years old. I had an unresolved sibling problem with my brother.
But I haven't got a brother.
That's what's been puzzling me.
Tell me one thing. Is my leg all right, or am I going to have to get it busted and reset?
It's my job to make you understand, Mr. Cahill.
I'll understand everything in one blow if you'll just give it to me straight.
Well, to corroborate my view, I gave your x-rays to Dr. Carter.
Yes?
You see, I had doubts on how your bone was knitted.
I know about that.
Dr. Carter has agreed with me completely.
Oh, no.
The x-rays show that you're well again. Your bone is knitted perfectly.
Oh, my gosh.
You can go back to work.
This man's a genius. One of the greatest men in medicine. Doctor, despite your methodological ineptitude, you have performed a miracle. It's been your x-ray, not your parlor analyst, that's restored my mind and repaired my leg all in one beautiful moment. Have a Scotch fancy, doctor. The last of my cookies you'll ever see.
Mr. Cahill, you mended your leg. Who's helped found the cause of your accidents?
You'll never know.
And until you do not change the pattern of your life.
I'll tell you one pattern that's been changed. Next time I break a leg, I'll go directly to Dr. Carter.
Take my advice.
I've taken all the advice I'll ever take from you. Thank you very much for coming, Dr. Hartnett. I appreciate your personal concern.
Well, it was a very interesting case. Good night.
Good night. Buenas noches. Bonsoir. Good night.
Take a bow.
Any man can do it.
With only half trying.
You'll find I put a lot of flavor-saving gadgets in the kitchen to streamline the work.
You did.
There's a new glass rack in the wall over the sink. Saves reaching.
Very convenient, I'm sure.
Don't go upsetting those kitchen cabinets again.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Now, I think I'll relax in my favorite chair.
Would you like your slippers and pipe?
If I find a moment, I'll have another cup of coffee.
Oh, I know you wouldn't feel fully recovered till you see me back in the kitchen. Hope this makes you happy.
Leave them alone.
I've started them and I'm going to finish.
How are the dishes?
No.
I love you, darling. Very much.
I know you do, sweetheart.
Who is your lord and master?
You're my lord. Not sure about the master.
Don't, eh?
I think there's too much of that master business lurking in the mind of every male, whether he kids about it or not.
Ask Dr. Hartnett. He'd have a new line on that.
I'm not sure I'd like it.
So, I suppose you want to confirm a couple weeks' notice?
Oh?
CB would get the DTs if you just walked out on her.
Get back to work so soon?
Probably start Monday.
I guess I won't have to rush out for the 7:48 every morning. The trumpets blaring.
And I won't have to wash another window.
Catch up on my reading.
You know, in many ways, I'll miss being around here. I must admit, I got a kick out of a lot of the activities, like going to the supermarket. But I'll be happy to get back on the street again. Have a couple of drinks with the fellas. Kick the gong around.
Phil,
What?
I was thinking, aren't you a bit fed up with my burnt toast and bitter coffee?
It was a mark of your distinction, my love.
But I really was thinking.
What?
me out. I have an idea.
I'm always open to ideas.
I think that if we play it smart, we can get out of this hole we're in.
Are we still in a hole?
We have heavy bills to
Who
pay,
hasn't?
but if I held on to my job,
What do you mean, if you held on to your job?
we'd have a double income.
There you go.
But in a while, we'd be solvent.
Who's gonna run the house this time?
We can hire a woman.
I will not pay some incompetent to come fussing and fuming around this place. Besides, there goes your double income.
You're being foolishly unrealistic.
I won't have it! That's all there is to it. I don't want this house turned into some kind of psychological tug-of-war between you and me. It seems we've had enough of it these past 6 months.
Fine. Sorry I brought it up.
I didn't mean to shout at you here.
Wasn't your shouting,
Then what is it?
Bill? I love you. This house, children. But somehow, I just feel it isn't enough for me.
Now,
I spent 16 years in school. A small fortune was spent on my education. Mrs. Conch, Mrs. Tash, we worked hard for degrees in history, anthropology, philosophy. We all ended up with that house, husband, and children.
That's the oldest touching course.
What happens to our original hopes and ambitions?
Oh, those old things.
I'm not the kind who can play them across a bridge table or plant them in my garden.
You found them in your copper company?
You don't understand, Bill. When a woman feels like she's about to be put on a shelf,
Panic at that first shock of gray hair.
we don't worry about gray hair these days. The whole chemical industry is devoted to it. It's just that I want something to do.
Take up golf.
I'd rather take up myself.
You're all right the way you are.
Thanks, but I don't intend to wither on the vine.
You've got to blossom over the damn place.
On the job, I feel stimulated and alive. The local problems, the challenges. I see more of you and the children than I ever did before. I come home with my eyes wide open.
You'd better take another look.
When I go to the office, it brings my life together. It pulls me together.
It's pulling us apart.
That's because you're basically immature.
And what?
You're full of blocks, anxieties, and hostilities. You've never done anything with yourself, and it would kill you if I had a little success.
Why,
the only thing you've ever done with any finesse is run this house.
I'm going to tell you
All
that.
right, make up a lot of excuses, a lot of alibis, but you know what? I'm not listening. If you have something to say to me, speak to my secretary.